indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Unfortunately, it takes catastrophes and crises in order to wake people up. But right now, because of what's happening with the religious exemptions for people at Moog, I think you know about the company Moog. They're looking for religious exemptions. So are healthcare workers, because the mandates came down this last week.
Over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was.
For Moog employees and for healthcare workers last month, our meetings have surged. We had over 500 people in our meeting last week. The month before, we had over 600 people, because people are it's time for them to wake up. I hate saying they're woke because that's a liberal term, but it's true. People are realizing that incrementally their freedoms have been stripped away. And this isn't something that's happened overnight. This is something that has happened over the last couple of decades, but now it's affecting people. So our organizing is going very well. People like the Western New York Freedom Seekers here, we're about an hour away. There's people in Rochester that we're networking with. We have never had this level of networking around the state that I see right now. And it's not just Buffalo, it's everywhere. And I just love the unity and the fact that we're all working together towards the same cause. It's amazing. So if it took lockdowns and mandates to achieve that, I guess that's a silver lining. If Indira Walton becomes mayor of Buffalo, we are going to have a socialist city in New York State. It will be 100% socialist. Her ideology is defunding police. Her ideology is not giving any people in the city an opportunity for business growth. Her ideology is socialism, and we know that socialism does not work. We've seen different countries where it's not worked, so why do we think it's going to work in the city? And unfortunately, there's really no Republican candidate on the ballot for mayor. There's Indira Walton, Byron Brown, and Ben Carlisle. Ben Carlisle, in my opinion, is the best candidate, but I don't know that he's going to win, because you've got the two Democrats, Byron Brown and Indira Walton, and the Democrats are going to come out in force for this. The write-in phenomenon, it's different because you have, the ballot machines count the circles that you fill in. So you have to fill in the circle and write in the name. Some people are going to think you just have to write in the name. Some people are going to think you have to do the circle. You have to do both. And I do know Byron Brown went out and spent a lot of money on stamps with his name on it, so it'll be easier for people at the polls. I mean, I don't know. Crazier things have happened in elections. You never know. I mean, it's crazy that Indira Walton won the primary. So you never know. You'll never know, especially with the absentee ballots, because absentee ballots and same-day voter registration right now is happening, and you can go in the day of the election and register and vote, and then you have to wait for those ballots to be counted. So you probably won't even know the night of the election who wins. In New York State, I don't know if people know this, but New York State has the second largest Democrat Socialists of America party in the country. And in June 2020, in the primaries, 5 Democrat Socialists, not Democrats, literally their party is the Democrat Socialists of America. 5 of them won assembly seats around New York City. They are in our assembly in New York State right now. And it's been a systematic takeover, and we know that George Soros has poured money into it. We know that AOC has benefited greatly from that. And she was just in Buffalo last weekend, brought in over 700 people to the town ballroom for Indira Walton for Get Out the Vote campaign. And we don't have that kind of money, but you know what we do have? We have the Constitution on our side. We have people like Western New York freedom fighters out here. We have people like the Constitutional Coalition. And even though we may be few, we are strong. We haven't really heard from Antifa since December of 2020. There was a rally in the square in Buffalo for small businesses to open, and Antifa met us there. They had icy snowballs packed around the square. Their intention was violence, and it turned into violence for a few seconds. But we haven't heard anything from them as far as a physical appearance. We get a lot of online hate from them, but I don't know what's going to happen once she wins. It's anybody's guess.
What do you think is the best thing that's going on from the standpoint of opposing this?
Grassroots organizations, because that's how the left and the socialists have won, and now the right and the conservatives are realizing grassroots is where it's at.
We see that our kids right now are being preyed upon in the schools. We see that our kids are being preyed upon with this vaccine. 5 and up now, it's approved by the FDA. 5 years old and up, your kids are not going to be able to go to school without this vaccination. I am telling you, they are not going to be able to go to school. And you know what? Good. Thank God. You've done us a favor. You've actually done us a favor, because now we're taking our children back, we're taking our country back, and we're saying enough is enough. But my advice to you guys is this: do not give up, do not abandon Western New York freedom seekers, help it grow, be at every meeting that you can be at every protest that you can go to, be at every rally that you can go to. Expose corruption, expose tyranny, lift the corner of the rug where tyrants try to sweep and hide their evil for our posterity. And I'm going to swear as well, Pastor Stephen, I will be damned if my children ever look into my eyes and ask why I stayed silent in the face of evil and tyranny.